And what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mango Grove. My name is Krisha, and this is today's Bitcoin and Ethereum analysis video. I'm actually really excited to be doing this one because, well, just now, I'm talking about like 30 minutes ago, I was doing my preliminary analysis, and I feel like there have been a lot of developments on the Bitcoin chart, okay, just right after this weekly close that I want to talk to you guys about. I feel like there are so many plausible cases for Bitcoin, and it is definitely not making things easy, okay? But I've always emphasized this in the past. The macro picture is what is going to count, and I feel like everyone should be having their eyes on that macro picture. Now, the way I'm going to be breaking this video down is I cannot really give you my word on whether or not this is going to be short, so we'll try and keep it short. I'll try and get to the point as quickly as possible. But the way I'm going to structure this video is that I'm first going to tell you about my short position. Okay, it is still very much open. After that, I'll be giving you an upside case for Bitcoin and a downside case. Okay, so bullish and bearish. We'll be covering both possible scenarios because I do believe that there is a case for both right now, depending on how price moves throughout the rest of the week. So we'll be talking about that, and then we'll jump on to a very short analysis on Ethereum. So let's get into the meat of things. Now, we did close a weekly candle today, right? And the major level that I was looking at to find out whether or not I was invalidated on my trade was that 11K region. Now, for those of you who have not watched any of my previous analysis videos, I did take a short at around $11,050 Bitcoin, okay? Now, I was playing a range. It was a small range trade because I did not want to play against the overarching trend, okay? I was not going to take a big trend trade when the overarching trend is a bullish trend, because if you just zoom out on that weekly chart, okay, we don't even have to pan on over to a different time frame, the overarching trend is still bullish. Okay, we are still in that uptrend. Ever since the coronavirus dump, we have been in an uptrend. Now, the play that I was going for was short at 11K all the way down to 10.1K, which is pretty much that weekly 21 EMA, going all the way up to the weekly 10K, which is currently sitting at 10,320. I was essentially looking for that higher low to be set in by Bitcoin. Okay, now, of course, my take profits are still going to be scattered along that range. I will not be hunting for any more because I do believe that that uptrend that Bitcoin has established on its higher time frames is pretty significant. I think that is going to be best visible on the monthly time frame, but we will cover that in a bit. What I want to tell you now is how I will be managing the short position if price does start to move up from here. Okay, so for that, we're going to pan on over to the daily time frame. And now, because I am managing my trade off of that 11K region, right, that was my weekly resistance that I had, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take my trade here, and I'm going to be looking for price to get rejected on this region, and I will be looking for follow through to the downside if we get rejected. Now, since that weekly candle did see rejection at 11K, I am looking for that downside. However, if price starts moving all the way back up to take out these wick highs right here, I'll be looking at that as a cue of a change in momentum. All right, at which point I will be looking for the bulls to take over from there. So as soon as I see price start taking out these wicks here, I will be getting out of my trade on that intra-week time frame. So I will not be waiting on that weekly close. I will be getting out if we start seeing price take out these wick highs right here. So this one is all the way up here at 11,100, give or take. Okay, as soon as I see price take out that wick high there, I will be getting out of my trade. I will take the loss and I will be out. I will be quick to close it out because I don't want to be getting too cute getting into the monthly close. Yes, we're closing a monthly in about a week and 2 days, and I do believe that Bitcoin is at a very, very pivotal juncture right now. Okay, so for that, we're going to actually pan on over to the monthly time frame now to drive that one through. Now, monthly, here we are, and we're actually just going to assess price just merely based on its horizontals, okay? Because there's something very, very key happening here, and I do believe that depending on where price closes, once again, relative to that 11K region on the monthly time frame, it's really going to set the tone for the month of October, okay? So here's what I'm looking at. This 11K region is not only a weekly level, guys, it is also a monthly level. Now, if you just zoom out and just kind of observe price action relative to that line right there, that 11K region, you'll notice that the last time we had a monthly candle body close over that region was only back here in December of 2017. Okay, we closed above it. Now, this was that parabolic run all the way up to 20K. We closed above it, okay? However, that was only one candle body close in December. The month of Jan, we lost it pretty swiftly. Okay, this is when we were entering that bear market. Now, even this parabolic run from 3K all the way up to 14K, guys, while we did get to 14K, we never closed a single monthly candle over that 11K region. Okay, the two candles that we did have, they both closed under 11K. This is the first time since 2017 that we have started closing monthly candles over 11K. And this is why I do not want to be fighting this kind of bullish momentum. Okay, what happened here, just the mere close over 11K was very, very bullish. We saw one candle body close over this region. The second one defended the region as support, okay? And this is the third. While we did see that dump going all the way down to the Kijun, we got picked up very, very swiftly at that Kijun. And right now we're hovering right under that region. Now, we are about a week and 2 days away from that monthly close, and we could very well see price get picked up just enough to close over that region. And if price manages to defend that monthly 11K support, I will be looking for further continuation all the way to 14K, essentially testing this wick high right here. Okay, however, if we close under, then I will be looking for continuation to the downside, possibly testing the Kijun again, going all the way down to this horizontal, sitting at 9.5K. Now, this is Bitcoin's more bullish outlook getting into that next monthly close. However, there is also, like I'd mentioned earlier in the video, there is also a more bearish outlook, and it could possibly tip us off on how the month may very well end, okay? Whether we actually close below 11K or above 11K. So for that, let's actually pan on over to, well, the 4-hour time frame, because I'm noticing a certain sort of structure actually form on this time frame. Now, like I said, I'm currently in my short. If we start taking out these wick highs here, this wick high here, I will be getting out. I'll be looking at that as a bullish push. However, as things stand, notice how we have been getting rejected at that 4-hour Tenkin, and right now we're currently inside the 4-hour cloud and below the 21 EMA as well. But so if we start seeing continuation to the downside, okay, here's what I am seeing. If you just zoom out of the 4-hour time frame, I'm actually noticing a structure here. Now, this is for all my pattern traders out there. And once again, I always say this, please do not play patterns prematurely. Okay, wait on the break. More often than not, these charts can be super generous. They usually give you those retests of the neckline, of that breakdown point, and that's where you essentially get into your trade. Do not play these patterns prematurely. Even if you are, please combine it with another, technical analysis tool or technique of some sorts. Whether it's horizontals, whether you're using the Ichimoku Cloud, use it with something, back it up. It helps with the conviction in your trade. Okay, so but now this is the structure that I'm looking at. If price manages to make its way to the downside, okay, we see that follow through. I'm actually noticing a head and shoulders pattern. I think this is it right here. Let me just put on my volume notes to confirm that, okay? And all right, gonna delete that quickly. And this right here is it. Boom. Okay, so now this here marks the left-hand side shoulder, this marks the head, and we could maybe potentially be putting in a right shoulder. However, this head and shoulders only comes to play once we break. We need to break. We need to break. Okay, so please, watch out for it. If you are someone actually using it with other tools in combination with other techniques, TA techniques, then okay, by all means, but make sure you have your invalidation points in place. It is very, very important. All right. Now I will be waiting on that break. And if we do get a break on this say this head and shoulders pattern actually manages to pan out and we see that continuation to the downside. Okay, say we see the continuation to the downside and we do see a break, the measured move will take us down to 10,319. And what is 10,319, my friends? What is it? It is the Let's get on to the weekly. Let's put on that beautiful cloud. It's the Tenkin. It is the weekly Tenkin. Yeah. But no, that's a plausible case, okay, right now for the bears. And as soon as we start seeing consecutive candle body closes underneath the Tenkin, and more importantly, underneath that 21 EMA, I will be looking for further continuation to the downside, okay? And yeah, watch out for this head and shoulders pattern. There's one thing I want you to note about the head and shoulders pattern is that if you just switch on your volume nodes, I will also be paying attention to the volume. I am looking for a descending volume profile, okay? That is before the break actually takes place. So you see the descending volume profile, and then when the break takes place, you'll see a nice big push in volume there. Okay, now you have my thoughts on Bitcoin in terms of the bullish case. Okay, so I'm looking for, so the next week and 2 days, we are closing a monthly candle. If we close over 11K, I think we're going up from there, okay? However, if this actually starts breaking down, and if we manage to get down to this 10.3K region and we hover in this region, we start consolidating in here, there's a good chance that the monthly closes under 11K, in which case we could see another push to the downside, okay? But now this is Bitcoin USD for you. Let's get on to Ethereum. I said we'll cover ETH. It's going to be very, very quick. ETH USD. Also, let's get on to the weekly time frame since we closed a weekly here too, and it's looking good. So Sean and I actually did an analysis not too long ago, I think a couple of days ago, on Bitcoin and ETH, and Sean was looking at this region right here as the mid-range, right, for Ethereum, and he said that this is also another likely resistance that Ethereum has overhead, and I do agree with him. I think this is also resistance, it's historic resistance as well. Okay, so as things stand right now, I do believe that Ethereum had a decent close actually. So we closed, so we have 2 consecutive weekly candle body closes over that $360 region. Okay, that was the support that I was looking at. I was looking at Ethereum to actually hold that as support. We did manage to do that. At the very least, I will be expecting price to actually come all the way up and touch $390 once again. Okay, testing that mid-range. As soon as we start settling above $390, I do believe we're going back to test these highs over here at around $430. Once again, I've emphasized this time and time again in the past, Ethereum plays like a dream on horizontals. Let's also switch on the Ichimoku Cloud and see where we closed relative to those levels. I'm going to switch off my 50 moving average. I have a different template for Ethereum because I noticed that it does better on simple moving averages as opposed to exponential. And there's one thing that I want to really bring to your attention, since we are also closing a monthly candle on ETHUSD in a week and 2 days. This is another thing that I'm noticing for Ethereum. It's looking good right now, okay? I do believe that this weekly candle also defended that 10 simple moving average. We closed over it, right? Because our close was at $371 and the 10 simple moving average was at $365. So we defended that as well. Now, here's another thing for Ethereum. The weekly is looking good, right? We're maintaining the 10 SMA. We have that bullish TK cross is being maintained. The cloud is still red, however, but you can notice it tapering off here, okay? But that bullish trend is intact. It is very much intact. Now, what I'm seeing here is that these 2 wicks right here, right? This dump all the way down to $310. I'm actually going to go ahead and mark that out. Okay, so let's do that. We're going to maybe make it, I don't know, we're going to pink. I like pink. There we go, just to, make it distinct. So we saw a test of that region. Now I'm going to just go ahead, clear my cloud out. Beautiful. And what I notice here is that this dump, honestly, guys, looks like a retest of this major breakout region. Ethereum was consolidating under this region at $310 from August of 2018 going all the way to July of 2020. And this looks like a break, retest, continuation. Where have we seen this? We're seeing the same thing, a very, very similar sort of setup on Bitcoin on that monthly time frame. Okay, where we broke 11K. This is a test, and if we close over, we could very well see continuation. And if you just get onto Ethereum USD, that monthly time frame, you'll notice it's a lot more clear here. I'm just going to turn this off, drag this down a bit, adjust my scale. You'll notice that this was a beautiful double bottom and we did break out of it, right, on the monthly time frame. And this just looks like a retest of that double bottom break. And if Ethereum actually manages to close over, if we get supported on that region, okay, and we do see follow through to the upside, what is the measured move of Ethereum's double bottom? This takes ETH all the way up to $557 per Ethereum. There you go. And that technically also lines up with a major resistance overhead. You'll notice this wick low right here, and as soon as we broke this, we tried to get a retest of that $550 region and then continuation, right? We never really got back up there after that. But this is once the 550 is going to be 1 point of resistance. If we start breaking that, I do believe that the next one is only going to be here at $715. Once we start breaking that, then Ethereum is likely to test its beautiful, beautiful $1,400 highs. But no, this is looking good. I feel like ETH is looking good. It's looking good on its weekly time frame as well as its monthly time frame. All of this just looks like retests on those higher levels. Okay, so be very, very careful if you are someone who is in a position like me that is pretty much against that macro trend. Be very careful. Don't get too cute, and understand your invalidation points. Have an invalidation point. That way you're not holding on to a losing trade. Okay, holding on to hope, hoping that your trade goes well. Well, in fact, the momentum has switched, even on those lower time frames. So be very, very careful. And yeah, guys, that's all I have for you for Bitcoin and Ethereum. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao.